So when I look at Moses' personality, was he a perfectionist? I don't know. Personally, didn't know the guy, but you can get a sense of his personality in Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. You can check it out for yourself and kind of determine in your eyes whether or not he's a perfectionist. But in my eyes, he was an awesome leader because the Israelites weren't the easiest people to lead. They had 400 years of slavery that they were leaving, so mentally they were really enslaved, and sometimes it's hard to lead a person into freedom when they don't even know that they're free. So they're accustomed to being slaves, and talk about stress. I mean, 600,000 people you're leading, and they're stubborn, and they complain a lot because they don't even realize that they're victorious and that God has given them the victory. So in Numbers 11, they were complaining to the Lord, providing manna for them, because God literally provided they said like these wafers that had like tasted like they were honey and delicious bread for them every day, and they're like, we're tired of this, Moses, we want meat. That's how they sound to me in my head. Like, they whine all the time, but I mean, so do we. But it's entertaining to watch somebody else whine, not yourself. But it was kind of funny because they're like, we want fish, cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. That's what we had in Egypt, Moses, and you brought us in the wilderness. We're gonna die, Moses. That's how they always talk to Moses all the time. He probably was so sick of them. Like, you know what? Get your life together. Like, you know what? Pick somebody else, Lord. But I think Moses forgot who God was in that moment, because God was like, you know what? I'm going to provide meat for these people. I'm going to provide so much meat, they're going to get sick of meat. Like, God was getting sick of them too. Like, this is in Numbers 11, so y'all should definitely read that. But basically, Moses like, hold up, God. Like, okay, let me get this straight. Let me give you some calculations right now. Like, these are 600,000 people. Do you know how many animals you're going to have to kill for these people to eat meat? Do you know how you going to get all these fish out the sea for these people and feed them adequately? Tell me, Lord. Tell me how this math works out, because, it's not working out to me. So you're going to have to break this down. So God was like, Moses, you clearly forgot who I am. And in Numbers 11:23, the Lord answered Moses and said, is the Lord's arm too short? Now you will see whether or not what I say will come true for you. And it just made me think about being a perfectionist, that sometimes we think that the Lord's arm is too short, that how is he going to move on our behalf? I got to take this in my own hands because this is impossible. There's no way, God, that you're going to fix this, that you're going to resolve this for me, that you're going to move on my behalf. How are you going to help me, Lord God? You told me to wait on you, and my bills are piling up. I have no other option right now. So I'm going to have to do what I have to do, what I know to do. I know how to make money, God. I don't want to do it your way. I need to do it my way and take care of myself. I totally understand exactly how that feels. And sometimes, like, we think that we know best. And when I read this verse, I think how I am limiting God by trying to accomplish things in my own strength, or question his ability to miraculously move on my behalf. Because when we say, I need to do so on my own, like, God, you don't got this. I need to do this. And we don't even realize how we're hindering the hand of God. So this was a huge, huge revelation for me. And I learned that I really need to let go and trust God at his word. I think that's what really breaks perfectionism, is trusting God. Because sometimes, like, it's so easy to say, I believe. But the harder part is submitting and saying, God, I'm going to trust you in all of this. I'm going to trust you. I laid down my life. I laid down my rights. I'm going to do it the way that you told me to do it, and not do it in my own strength, and do it with my own hands. Because ultimately that will lead to destruction. And I believe this is key, because God emphasizes in the Bible all the time. That's why he had Passover. That's why he had the Sabbath. That's why he had the year Jubilee. He just said, do these things. Remember everything that I have done for you. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I will take care of you. I will supply all of your needs. I'm doing this to see whether or not you believe I am the God that I say that I am. The I am. So trust me in this. Write everything down that the Lord has done for you that you could not accomplish in your own strength, whether it be big or small. And once you recite those things, hang them on the wall, make a post-it, and say, God, you did it for me before. You're going to do it for me again. You're going to do it for me again. You're going to come through on my behalf. And that is the way you can kick perfectionism out of there. That's what I felt God revealed to me regarding perfectionism. God bless you. Take care. And more topics are to come. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot before I end the video. Send me an email at midnightbelievers@gmail.com if you have any questions, if you want to encourage me, or whatever you want to say, a testimony regarding any of these topics, or you just want a prayer request. Like, I really do pray for the people who reach out to me. So, anyway, I just wanted to say that to you. More things are coming, and God will not fail you. God bless.